entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey Fonville-Foster, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right. Hello. Let me get a little higher here on your screen. But hi, welcome. Happy Monday. I'm always super excited when I get to come on. I feel like it's just a chance for us to kind of get to know one another or just build rapport and learn and grow and share amazing resources with one another. So if you are here, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay, thank you. We have been doing these Monday Night Lives now for, oh my gosh, over a year and a half. It definitely, probably going closer to 2 years. And it just has been so much fun. I was today kind of looking back through old notes, and I was like, oh my gosh, we've covered so much in the time that we've had together. I always talk about the fact that we only get 30 45 minutes a week. However, we get through a lot. We get through a lot of content, and today is no different. We have been talking all June about this idea of really retaining customers and really establishing businesses that are going to sustain, right? We spent the first part of the year doing some initial goal setting. We went into really our marketing, our business branding, and sales strategies, how to get that client, right? And now we're focusing the latter part of the year on really keeping that business going, scaling if we are able to, and still keeping things really affordable as we build the sustainable business and this brand. And so I'm excited because we were in the middle of the year. I think it was last week we talked about kind of doing a quick, mid-year check-in. It's important to not just be always looking forward, but also taking time to pause and reassess where you are and shift and adjust and adapt as needed. And so today we're going to be talking about effective goal setting techniques. We're not going to beat a dead horse today. Today should be pretty quick. I'm going to give you what you need and take what you need and go implement it. Because that's what it's about. It's not about me sitting here just talking at you. The goal is for you to hear these snippets and implement them within your business right away. So even though today, some of the things you're gonna be like, okay, I know this, I know that. You probably know a lot of these things, but are you implementing them in your business? And if the answer is no, or you haven't in some time, that is my goal for you before the week is out, to go ahead and implement everything we talk about today into your business, because it's not a lot, but they're very important tips and things that you need to do. But before we dive in, let me just take a moment to reintroduce myself. We're always getting some new folks in the house. So hello, my name is Corey Fonville-Foster. I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer, I'm a certified business coach who specializes in implementation. And I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions, which is based in Virginia, but we service amazing entrepreneurs like yourselves from coast to coast and up into Canada. So that's just us in a nutshell. Like I said before, we kind of specialize in implementation and also affordability. So anything that you're going to get from us is always going to keep your budget in mind. We talk about our target audience being entrepreneurs doing business on a shoestring budget. So if that sounds like you, you're definitely in the right place. And if you're tuning in to one of these sessions, these are our Monday Night Live series. This is a series in which I go live every single Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you a little bit of motivation along with some practical tips and strategies to start, run, and scale your small business. All right, we got that out the way. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So again, we're talking about effective goal resetting techniques. Now you may say, I'm not ready to reset my goals. Well, we're not just going to say, throw all the old goals out and start anew. Absolutely not. Hopefully by now we've built some momentum. We have some things kind of rolling and moving towards our end of year goals. And so we're not going to be starting from scratch, but we are going to be taking a pause to really do a deep dive into our business and take stock on where we are, where we've been, and are we still on target to where we want to go. So the first thing I want you to do is pull out, but I know I'm going to trigger some people, but pull out that business plan. By now, I've been talking about this for at least 6 months, not to mention what I talked about last year. I've been talking about having this business plan. And for most of you, it can be a simple business plan. So this time, because I know I've been talking about it and I haven't broken down the parts in a while, I went ahead and put them in my notes. So what do you need in this simple business plan? An executive summary, which basically just is an overview of everything. When I work with my clients and we write their business plans, we always do the executive summary last. If you try to do it first and this is your first business plan, it's going to give you some fight. But if you do all the other parts and then come back and do the summary, it'll be a breeze. You need to do a business description. What is your business about? Right? What industry are you in? Basic like marketing, business needs, advantages that your company has. So your unique selling point, what sets you apart in your industry, those types of things. Quick and simple. You do not have to have the perfect words. You do not need tons of words. Describe your business. If you had a quick few moments to tell me what your business is about, that's in that section. Next, you need your marketing analysis. And I don't like using the word analysis. Let's just say marketing. How are you going to get to your target audience? Who is your target audience? Let's start there. Who's your target audience and how are you going to get to them? Simple enough. What are all the channels and the ways in which somebody's going to get in touch with your company? That is in the marketing section. Organization and management. Who's on your team and how is your business structured? If it's just you, yourself, and you put that, but then also talk about how that looks. If you have, and I even put in this part of this section, if I have coaches or mentors as well, anybody who's going to be pivotal to my business success goes in the organization and management. But you're not just saying who's there, but what are their roles? So if you're the only person, what are you going to be responsible for? What things may you have to outsource? Even if it's a freelancer, you don't have that person's name right now. How is that going to work, right? If you have a nonprofit, who's on your board? Those are all important pieces to throw in that organization and management section. All right, services. What do you sell? What services and products? Simple enough. And I like to always set it up as a value ladder. So I start with what I give for free, low, mid, high, and then kind of my platinum level. So write any and everything that you offer. Make sure you know that product inside and out. How much does it cost? What are the payment options? If there's a slightly different target audience, make sure you notate that in that section. Marketing and sales strategy. How do you get this product in front of your client? And then how do you get paid? Right? That's how I keep it really simple. So marketing and sales strategies, how you get them in, how you keep them in. And then last but not least, your financial projections. Where's your money coming from? Like, where's your money right now? How'd you get it? How you plan to get the rest of it? Simple enough. Okay, so I try to make it really simple. When you go looking to find partners or investors, there's a bit more meat that has to go into it. But for your purposes, if nothing else, have those sections: the executive summary, the business description, the marketing analysis. And that's really, like I said, looking at the industry, who's your target market, things like that. Organization management section, services, products and services go in that section, marketing and sales, and then financial projections. Those should be the things that we are able to look at. So pull out that business plan, dust it off, blow off the dust, shake it, make sure you have it in your hands. It should have always been around, but if not, pull it back out and look at it, because that is going to be how we move forward and make any decisions moving forward. And if you haven't been utilizing that as your anchor, you should be. All right, so now that you've reviewed your business plan, hopefully it's not 2-3 years old. If you need to edit it, that's fine. But next we want to do some reflection and review, right? Let's first look at past performances. We did a little bit of a mid-year check-in, like I said, last week, the week before, but I still want you to take some time and look at your past performances. What does that mean? What goals have you already met this year? We're 6 months in, at the end of the 6-month mark, so we're heading into our 7th month of the year. What goals have you met? You might be surprised that some goals that you thought were going to take longer have already been accomplished. So yay, you don't have to worry about them moving forward. There also may be some goals that you set that should have been done by now that aren't. So don't just say, oh, well, I didn't make it. Where are you on the process to making it? Is it something you still want to work towards? Reassess that timeline. When will you be finished? What do you need to get it done? All right. If it's a goal that you initially set that you were super passionate about, that aligned with your business plan, but you're nowhere near being where you're supposed to be, why not? Because there may be some challenges and threats, and we'll get into that in a moment. of why you're not achieving that goal. All right. So I want you to review the goals you've already set and make those notations. Then I want you to review current data, right? Because we don't want to, and I find that often this is the case, that small business owners do a lot of business based on emotions. I feel this way. I hope this happens. But at some point, we got to look at the data, especially if this is not you starting your business from scratch. There should be some data to look at. So let's look at your social media analytics. Let's look at your website analytics. How many views are you getting? How much engagement are you getting? How many people are converting from social media, from your website, from your lead magnet, from your emails, right? Look at your email data. How many people are opening your emails? How many emails are you sending? What types? How many people are going the extra mile to do whatever your call to action is in your emails? Right? Look at your sales numbers, your overall conversion rates. How many people are you converting from your sales calls? What are they actually purchasing? Because if they're purchasing something that you're not heavily marketing, but you're spending a lot of money and time marketing something that they're not purchasing, then that's some things we need to know. If you're running ads, please, please, please be looking at that data, those reports. If you're not running any of this yourself, ask for reports for it. Say, can I see the reports on my stuff? Or ask them, where can I view the reports on these ads, on social media, on my website? If you're having any events, look at your attendance. If you've done a call to action during your event, how many people converted to that program, to make sure that you're getting your money's worth as you putting in your effort as well. Make sure there's some return, some ROI based on what you're putting out. If you've been planning to book events, a lot of you are speakers, podcasts, in-person events, virtual events. Make sure you're looking at that, and then looking at, okay, if my goal was to just book the event, okay, but if your goal was to book the event and get more clients, did that work out? Do you need to tweak your call to action when you speak? All of that should be in this section where you're reviewing all the data that you possibly can, because as you move into analyzing where you want to go, these things have to be put into that. You can't just say, well, I booked 5 speaking engagements, cool, but if they were all virtual and you didn't get to sell anything and then you got no leads from it, what do we do with that? Do we waste our time? Can we repackage it and use it for something else? We got to start making moves. We can't just do things for the sake of doing it if they're not moving towards those larger goals that we've set. All right. So next we want to do SWOT. And I tried to pull up a picture of it. Let me see. Actually, I can probably grab it on my computer real quick. I want you guys to, if you've already done a SWOT, pull it back out. But I want you to redo the SWOT, because by now there should be some changes. Let me see if I can just get this big on my screen for you guys. All right. That'll work. Let me share my screen so you can see it. All right. Okay, so you should be able to see the SWOT here on my screen. So this is what you should be creating, right? When you are making your SWOT analysis. None of this stuff has to be super fancy, guys. Not even a little bit. But we do have to understand how to utilize these materials. So at the beginning of the year, you should have done a SWOT, or at the very end of last year for 2024, because this allows you to take a snapshot of where you are right now as a person and as a business. And so I always like to kind of combine it. If you want to separate, you can, but I like to say, because we're small business owners and most of us have very small teams, you can usually put them together and say, we're going to do a SWOT for the business and yourself as it relates to the business. So there's 4 categories in your SWOT. There is your strength section, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And I like this picture of it because it shows you that strengths and weaknesses are more internal, and opportunities and threats are kind of the external factors. And all of these contribute to the success or the failure of your business. All right. So if you did this before, my hope for you've been doing the work, is that things that were once in your weakness category, you've worked on and are now your strengths. Because that's the point. It's not to just do it, but to do the work to make it work, to make it better. So if you have some weaknesses now that you can now move into your strengths, then yay, let's do that. If you found some new weaknesses because now you've been doing business for a while, add them to the list. Now, there's some opportunities that you put in your old SWOT. Hopefully, you've already touched bases and started optimizing those opportunities. If you haven't, let's get it done. Now, some threats that you had notated, hopefully in your last SWOT, hopefully the things that you implemented already in your business to avoid those or to make them less impactful in your business have been done. So there may be new opportunities, but again, you may have noted some new threats because you've been in business for a while. So we want to update this. If you've been in business for, I would say, 5+ years, maybe once a year, less than that, maybe twice a year, maybe even quarterly if you're just getting started. It can, one, be a good pick me up, but it also can make sure that you're working towards what you need to, especially moving those weaknesses to strengths and making sure you're optimizing those opportunities. Alrighty. Okay. Just want to make sure I gave you a visual because I know sometimes I say it, but if you're not familiar with it, you may be like, what is that? All right. Something else I want you to do before you go into your actual goal setting and kind of revisiting those is we've been talking about also asking for feedback, whether it's in a survey, whether it's a poll, asking within a course, or just verbally asking current and past clients. Hopefully by now you have a bank of feedback. Hopefully you've been I can't even talk today, implementing some of that feedback in your business where applicable. There we go, applicable. Y'all get the point. But if not, or if there's new feedback that you haven't implemented into your business, this is the time to really write that feedback down, look at it, see what could work to better your business, whether it's in relation to your clients, or whether it's related to your product, your systems, whatever the case may be. This is the time to do that because you don't want to start setting more goals if you haven't taken care of any issues that are already there that you're aware of. And if you got good feedback, keep doing the good stuff. Like, everything doesn't have to be negative. Hopefully the data is good. Hopefully your SWOT has improved. Hopefully you've been utilizing the business plan, and all these things could be like, yep, great. And this could be just more of a how that part. Then we get into the actual goals. Most of you are probably familiar with SMART goals. If you're not, let me just again put that on the screen for you. Oops, if I can type. Because I want to make sure we are all on the same page. I think sometimes we assume, but maybe people haven't seen it, and that's okay. So sometimes we just got to pull it back up, and that's perfectly fine. So let me do that for you guys, because there's nothing wrong with revisiting things. I think repetition is a great tool for learning. So this is, and I'll make it a little bigger. All right, so this is SMART goals, right? This is how it works. Pretty simple. The S stands for making your goal specific. M stands for making it measurable. A is for attainable. And then R can be relevant or realistic. It depends on how you want to roll. And then T is time bound. Any goal that you set in your business should be SMART. Now, some people they don't like the hard structure of the SMART goals, and that's fine, whatever's going to float your boat. But I like this idea because it makes sure that you have clear goals, right? You have to be specific enough, because if you're too general, then when you hit your goal, you won't be sure if you actually got it. Right. So we want to be specific enough that we can actually then go and measure that goal and say, yes, we got it, we aced it, or hey, we got some of it, but we need another part, or we missed it entirely. It needs to be attainable, because sometimes we want certain things, but they're way further out than we initially anticipated. I spoke with a client recently this week who had a really cool new lofty goal, and I said, okay, well, that can be a goal, but that's not in this year. Like, we have to be realistic and say that's probably, at least a year, if not further out than where we are. And I've had other clients where I'm like, I get all that, but this is probably 3 to 5 years out based on where you are now versus in the next year. And so we have to make sure that the goal is attainable based on when we actually want to achieve it. So it has to be relevant to the business. Again, making sure it aligns with the business plan, the vision, and the mission of your company. And then, of course, putting it a time bound, like a due date on it, and saying, I'm going to accomplish this by, this date. And it just holds us accountable. So make sure that your goals, whether you follow the SMART strategy method or not, is specific enough, has some measurable pieces, makes sense for your business. You actually can reach it and has some time pieces in it so that you are accountable to when you get it done. All right. think that's all the sharing I had to do. All right. So, like I said, go back, revisit the goals you already had. You should have done that already. And then, if you need to adjust or create new goals or pivot goals or add more detail to goals, then this is the time to do that. Make sure once the goals are set, because I usually call a goal like 6 months or longer. That's a goal to me. Once you have that, make sure you have action plans that are monthly, weekly, daily, to actually implement the things and get it done. Because you can say, I want to land 5 new coaching clients in the next 6 months. Cool, right? I think that's attainable. I think that that's a measurable thing. I think that that's specific enough, all the things. But what I'm not knowing is how you're going to get it, right? If you haven't been getting clients, then what actions are you going to implement to get them? That could be cold calling, that could be building your email list, that could be reaching out through social media, going to events, networking, asking for referrals. The list goes on and on, running ads. But we need action steps down to daily to ensure that you are actually doing the things each and every day to go towards that task. So make sure you don't just stop at the goal setting, that you then go into those actions to make sure that you will have a better chance of being successful. Then once you decide what actions you're going to take, make sure you schedule regular check-ins. And that's why it's important in that business plan to say who is in your business. Because if you have outsourced things, you still need to check in with your freelancers, with your employees. If you're the main person doing everything, then check in with your coach or your mentor. A lot of people wait for their coaches to give them tasks, but really the best way to utilize a coach or mentor is to tell them what you need out of them. And if you need accountability, tell them, hey, these are the goals I set. Here's my business plan. Here's my SWOT analysis. This is what I want to do. These are the action steps that I've set. Can you please hold me accountable? Let's check in weekly. Let's check in twice a month. Let's check in monthly to make sure I'm still on course. That is how you optimize using a coach or a mentor. So just make sure you have regular check-ins scheduled, even if they're just with you. I do recommend, like I said, you have a mentor or a coach. If you don't have a team, and even if you have a team, having a mentor or coach is going to be important. But if you decide to do it all alone, still schedule, put it on your calendar, check-ins. Like, hey, I'm going to check in on my goals once a month. At the end of the month, I'm going to check in on my finances. I'm going to check in on my data. I'm going to check in to, if I booked anything, if I've sold anything. Like, have a date where you do those things. Because if you're just, again, doing all the things you think you're doing, but you're not looking at the results, you may be a little upset at the end, when things don't necessarily pan out the way you anticipated. All right, last but not least, just some things to keep in mind, because you want to make sure everything you're doing aligns, is make sure that your vision and mission for your business, that's why I said pull out that business plan, is the anchor, the foundation for all the decisions you're going to make. Oftentimes we are in the thick of it, right? We're in business and we see a new cool software, or we hear about a new tool, or maybe we pull in a new coach, or we go to a webinar and we're like, ooh, this looks cool. And then we don't think, does this align with what I already have going on? Does this fit into my budget? Does this fit into the time? Like, I already have all these action steps during the day. Should I do this? Because what I see happening a lot, especially when you're newer and you're just kind of trying to get the wheels really cranking and start to bring in a profit, is you're always looking for that next thing. And what I will tell you is, a lot of programs work. There's not just one way to be successful, but in order to make it work, you really do have to stick with something. And usually you got to stick with something for at least 6 months, if not a year, because it takes a while to start the method that they're teaching, right? Or the system or the software. It takes a while to learn the material, implement the material, then as data comes in, adjust that material, and then see the results. So 6 months to a year. So I understand, opportunities come by. Like, I love cool opportunities. But again, we have to remember, this may not be the opportunity for you right now, because you've already invested in a vision for your business and a mission. You've already done the work to get in the people you need to help you. You've already purchased the software. Let's just optimize those things first before we go and just grab more and more things just because it's shiny and new. Okay. You will still, no matter how solidified you are in your vision and your mission, still have to be open to adapting to changes. The market changes. We talked about trends in a previous talk. Life changes happen. Like, for us, summer is here and my schedule is bonkers. Guys, it is bonkers. We have kids starting jobs. and we're just here, there, everywhere. And so I have to be open to making adjustments to my schedule. I had an amazing schedule situation set up that just allowed me to do all the things. And now we're just like, and I have to be able to adapt to that. So don't just compartmentalize business, especially if you know you have life situations that fluctuate. Leave some space and flexibility to be able to adjust and try not to be overwhelmed as best you can. Also, something to keep in mind is resource allocation. Again, I always talk about optimizing what you already have. Make sure you're optimizing your resources, your tools, the people around you, so that you're getting as much as you can out of those things. Again, if you have a coach, make sure you're actually doing what your coach is saying. Try to do it timely so you're not wasting the time that you have with that coach. If you have a mentor, ask questions and know what you want to get out of that situation. If you're using software, go to a lot of these software has webinars, YouTube channels. Go and look and see what all it's capable of, and try to use as much of that is needed for your business. A lot of people are using probably a tenth of what a software can do for you. And it's like, why are you not using the rest of the pieces that you've already paid for? So just make sure that you understand, who's doing what task, what software you're going to be using, where your money is going to go, where your energy is going to go, all of those things, so that you're clear, and that again, that you can optimize all the things at your availability. Because I told you in the beginning, the audience that we talk to are already doing business on a shoestring budget, right? So we already have constraints and things around us. We also have life, not necessarily against us, but kind of sometimes in the way of progress of our business. And so we really have to be smart about our time and about our resources and about our energy, and really making sure that our businesses are successful. So that's it for today. I told you it's going to be short. We talked for about 30 minutes. Before I let you go, just want to remind you, because we've been talking a lot about software, checking into your business, and like I said, having it sustainable. If you're in the private communities, and we have a new private community. Hey, y'all. I'm glad y'all joined us. But we gave you this month the affordable resources list. If you're in one of the private communities, go to the guide section. It's there. And then we also gave you the technology list, which is really simple, but it's a pretty nice document. You can check it out with some good information. These are all affordable tools and systems that you can think about. I don't want you jumping trying to buy it all. You don't need to have it all. You don't even need to have everything in every category. However, this is a nice starting point, so you don't have to start from zero if you're looking to do something specific. And I tried to categorize things as nicely as I could. Something else, if you have not already grabbed you a ticket, I will be, and let me take this off so you can actually see it. I will be partnering with the Small Business University, doing a presentation I actually did live in Philly, but I'll be doing it again virtually. It's completely free. Blindsided, not sidelined, doing business on a shoestring budget. We'll be going over 10 things that you absolutely need to be implementing in your business to ensure the success of your business, especially if you don't have a great deal of funds. So that'll be Tuesday, July 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's virtual. You can go ahead and register now. I do believe if you register that you will get access to the replay. I will not be able to give you the replay because they own the session. So it's not something that I'm just doing. They have brought me on to talk to their audience, but of course I want to extend it to you guys because it's free to go ahead and join. I hope to see you guys there. I love when I am, presenting, whether it's live or virtual, seeing some IROC faces that I'm familiar with and names that I'm familiar with. There will be time for Q&A, so you'll be able to ask questions. And so please, just come join us. Why not? It's free. And again, I think you get the replay. So if 1 p.m. Eastern doesn't work for you, maybe you're at work, just register and then wait for the replay email. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Definitely, if you are looking for some specific support, please do reach out. Remember, we do coaching. We have everything from on-demand courses and toolkits all the way up to one-on-one coaching with our group coaching in between. We also have marketing support available, anything from as simple as just logo design all the way up to full-fledged social media management. So we're really your one-stop shop for affordable marketing and sales strategies and support. So please do check us out. If you would like us to reach out to you, just say me in the comment section. I'll be happy to. But don't don't feel that you can't leave a comment or question in the chat. I also will go and look at that as well. But guys, have an amazing rest of your Monday, and I will see you next week, right? For the first Monday in July. What are we talking about next week? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick before we go. July. We'll be talking about staying agile in a changing market. So we're going to be moving into that. That's July 1st. July 8th, we'll be doing budgeting basics for small businesses. And then let's see, July 15th, we have navigating cash flow challenges. So we can be talking about money, it looks like in July. And then July 22nd, we'll be talking about investment strategies for growth. So, we have one more in July. July 29th will be understanding business taxes. Lord have mercy. I might have to bring on my business tax bestie because I don't know if I want to do that session all by myself because I don't like taxes, y'all. But we'll see. I might bring on somebody for that one. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock. And I will talk to you next time. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.